I don't know why you ask. If you go to any organic food store, you can buy full castor beans, and if you boil them, remove the shells, then cook that down into a powder, that does make ricin. But why would you ask about that? I have no idea. But
it's easy to. I knew what you were talking about. A, but also B. It's just like. Cut this part out, Bailey, because I'm not a big fan of the word. But
I'm cutting all of this out because it.
Yeah, I mean, please do. Yeah, I don't want the public to know about my drama. But the one word I've specifically
the castor thing, though.
Oh yeah, do leave in the castor. Like, start the episode off with us talking about making ricin, which is an incredibly deadly poison.
Listen, boys, just slob on each other's knobs already, all right?
Gentlemen, please. This is nothing a little dick sucking can't solve.
Is that James Bond?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I was just like, what's a funny accent I can try to throw on? And that was it.
No,
Sean Connery?
That's
Can I keep that in? Can I keep that in?
Please start the episode off with the ricin, and then gentlemen, please. There's nothing a little dick sucking can't solve.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay.
Oh
Speaking of.
Has enough recording to indict half of us.
Billy has enough evidence to put all of us in jail.
I don't know about jail.
Well, prison, at least.
I'm too lazy to go through all the audio that I edit out, or the original because I have the originals, and then I have edited episodes MP3 format, and then edited episodes MP4 format. And so I'm too lazy to go through the original episodes and find things to blackmail you guys with, so rest assured I never will.
I just mentioned how to make rice.
Who isn't, though, is unpaid police interns.
True.
When I worked for the DA's office, we did have to go and listen to prison phone calls for hours on end to see if they said anything incriminating.
That sounds
like 8 hours. And fun fact, some prisoners would have phone sex.
Oh.
So unpaid intern listening to 8 hours of that.
You know what would be great is if you're thinking about saying something risky, you just make it really gross so the intern just feels, I'm just gonna stop listening, and then you say your sketchy shit. But
most of them would just use keywords, but some would just say, yeah, no, the brick of coke is here. And it's like, well, you're foolish.
Yeah, you didn't know we were listening?
Oh, they know. They're warned at the start of every phone call. They're just God's silliest geese.
Officer, how could it have been a hate crime if I enjoyed it so much?
Oh my god. Okay.
Also,
here and we're goofing off.
One last tangent. Matt, did you ever get Tabletop Simulator?
Oh, I haven't. I just can't find the charger for my computer that has it. Because I have like a non-Mac, because I killed a Mac once with Tabletop Simulator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a Mac, so that's, a light breeze.
Honestly, it deserved it. All Macs do.
Apple computers are... But yeah, if you get it, then that means you, Bailey, and I can all play Warhammer together and have a horrible time.
Yeah. A great time.
You guys ready to buckle up for 8 hours?
Yeah.
And lose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Winning's not the... You win by having fun with your friends. That's when you win.
Who said we're having fun?
Yeah, I don't know who told you Warhammer's fun, but they lied to you. They're not your friends.
Lying through their teeth.
Well,
lying with a forked tongue.
Well,
oh, they're a chaos player.
You guys don't have to have fun, but I'll have fun. For the Emperor and Sanguinus. There you go.
Oh.
You mean Segorok?
No. What'd you say, Charlotte?
Oh, I said I have fun. We ready?
Yeah. You guys were outside the Molly Tree Tavern talking to the fortune-telling tiefling, and you learned that Alimenthe is tracking you, hunting you across the plains and the earth to murder you. And, your family told you walk around the city to gather inspiration to write a song, which is perhaps the scariest thing that I could make you do as a DM. I'm fully aware. And,
that's right, I forgot about that.
So you will have to write a song at some point. It doesn't have to be good. Just has to be a song. and you could write it about literally anything. But you have bonus points, or rather, a lower DC, if you actually try. So, there you go. But, yeah, it's probably only about noon, 1 o'clock. Time doesn't matter in the Feywild, but you're starting to feel that in your internal clock as far as sleep is concerned. What do we want to do in Unamelion for the rest of our time?
I mean, I already did what I needed to do. I tried to talk to holy people, so...
These elves got metal.
The elves have metal.
Do they?
Oh. I mean, somewhere. Door hinges. The band that holds the eraser onto the pencil. Weapons.
You mean like to purchase?
Perhaps. They have... Outside of this tavern where you are, there's basic supplies for the 4 mortals who happen to be here, but there is pretty much anything in elven shops around the city. However, elves are pretentious, so be ready for pretentious prices. But I mean, it's what you're buying is definitely going to be worth it, but it is going to be expensive.
I would actually like to look at the magical items that they have. I'd also like to look for books.
Books?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make an investigation check to find a bookstore.
An intelligence skill, you say? Don't mind if I do. I trust Matt.
Oof.
Could not have chose Matt.
Is it +7?
Team down. +5.
Oh. That's still a 13. That's good enough.
Yeah. I'll add a +5 to that. Just because.
Okay. Yeah. You find a bookstore, and inside it's you imagine that their fiction section are books that took hundreds of years to write. You know, when you're trying to write something and then you get writer's block for a decade, you know how it goes. So they're masterfully crafted works of fiction. They also elves have tons of sort of history books, because most of the time they were there when the history happened. There's stuff about, like, every plane. There's extensive stuff about stuff in the material plane, because they see that as, like, a source of curiosity. Or elves who go to the material plane and they go, wow, that shit's fucking whack, because they're used to the Feywild. So being in a topsy-turvy place, then going to a place where there's just a lot of politics and monsters is very different. But then, are you looking for anything specific?
Are there any books on crafting, smithing, tinkering, or any books that just look excessively, like, unique and or fancy?
I'm trying to find, there's one that I'm thinking of, and I can't remember the name of it, and if I Google D&D books, the answers are not what I want.
I think there are quite a few D&D books.
Yes, and then I said D&D in lore, and that only gives me with, like, the Drizzt Do'Urden books, and there's still not what I'm looking for.
What about Dungeons and Dragons book?
Yes.
D&D magic books.
Yeah.
Gathering magic books.
D&D magic books for Bastion.
Okay, well, the book I'm thinking of, it's literally, I don't want to, God.
If you want to just vaguely describe it, it would kind of make sense, because I'd probably be at least skimming through it.
It's about, not a fucking how-to book, but it's about this group of people who are called the Flesh Crafters.
Oh.
And it's kind of some fucked up shit. Like, they were trying to make artificial life because they were against slavery, oddly enough, and they just made a lot of abominations. And then the book also tends to dunk on dwarves, saying that because there are several kind of dwarves who've already tried to do this with golems as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sifilblin and Drow have tried the same thing. And it's kind of just, how an essay on this never fucking goes well. So, yeah. There's also, like, not a lot of how-to books, because in this city everything is like denotated by a house of the city. The House of Lysandrora, where they learn magic. There is another house for other magic. Not God, not magic. Jesus. I can't talk. And there's another house for teaching people how to craft stuff. And so you have to go kiss ass to them, because that's what the city's built around. Kind of just hoarding knowledge, I guess. And
Do I know what family that is that's in charge of making magic shit?
you don't, but if you asked around, you easily could. Yeah, you know the Ellendeer family is those people. And they're not far from town. But
Does the book talk about attempts at putting a soul into the creation?
it does.
I'm gonna read that and then remember it and then write it down later on a sheet of metal.
Okay. So you
I'm
have...
not going to buy this book.
Okay. Yeah.
I am going to commit piracy, but Bastion doesn't know what that is.
There's also all of the books that give you, like, bonuses to, like, you read this book and you get better at something. The fucking tomes of wisdom
like,
or something.
Magic books.
Yeah, the magic ones that recharge every 100 years or something, but they're really expensive, too.
Yeah, how expensive? If I get my int up to a +6, that means that
Oh my god.
5 times a day everyone gets a +6 to a roll if they want. Actually, it'd be 6 times a day.
Yeah, it's the Tome of Intellect is the one you're wanting, so it's a very rare item, which means the, like, starting price is, like, 5,000.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it's very rare as the rung just below legendary, which is high as you can go. Very rare items range from 5,000 to 50,000.
5,000 copper, right? So that's what, 5 electrum?
No, 50,000.
It's like 8 3/4 of electrum.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I know where this is now, so I'll be back. Perhaps when I stumble upon a vast fortune. Okay. Yeah, I'll read the part of that book about talking about putting souls into constructs.
yeah, you learn a lot of failed attempts, so you can cross those off your list when you do it yourself.
Yeah, and then I'll put the book away and just walk out.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, do the rest of you want to look for something in particular, or?
I already went to the Umberley Temple. I'm just going to go to one of the others, spreading the good word of everything ending and we're all going to die.
Okay. There's the temple you haven't been to yet is Sylvania.
That little knife here. The big knife here in the sky.
Yes.
What's poppin', Jimbo?
What are Ten and Leo doing right now also?
I am going to go to a bar and grab a beer and think about how the fuck I'm gonna get myself out of this.
Do you want to go to the Molly Tree Tavern you're right outside of, or do you want to go to like a fancy elf bar?
10 wants to go to the Molly Tree Tavern.
I'll go to Molly Tree Tavern 10.
Alright. Yeah, there's... Inside you see other adventuring parties, people who look very tired, either partway through their trip as well, or they've just escaped from somewhere, or they're like, Jesus Christ, other mortals, these elves, I'm so fucking done with this shit. Like, they all have that kind of look on their face. You see some sketchy types, you see some people who are, like, obviously escaping kidnapping and they're just peasants now. The bartender is a dwarven guy.
I'm going to ask for his strongest liquor mixed with his cheapest wine. And I'm going to ask him to make me something with quail and rosewater and plum so that I can see if if that was actually good, or if I had literally just not remembered anything being good, and why the fuck I ever thought that anything about Alimente was good.
Ah, yes, you have depression now. I forgot about that.
Level up.
I did not.
I will embarrassedly sort of apologize on my friend's behalf and ask if he has mead for myself.
I do have mead. Also, the strongest thing I have is Sankarelli absinthe, and my cheapest wine is... well, it's cheap wine. You sure you want to mix those together?
What's your cheapest white?
God, some fucking... he shows you the equivalent of, like, boxed wine. He's like, there's a guy...
Perfect. That was some lemon juice. Perfect. Thank you.
Hey, do you still want the absinthe?
Yes.
Together.
Yes.
Looks at you, 10. Is he alright?
Yes, I'm
You
fine.
be the judge. I don't even know.
He starts pouring you guys' drinks, and
He's great. Yes, he's fine. He's absolutely fine.
he starts pouring your drinks, and he tells, like, it's somebody who's also a dwarf, probably like his kid or something, because they're like a teenager, to go start cooking. And he says, hey, you got I was looking out the window, you got some bad news with the fortune teller, eh?
I like that.
Yeah, that's rough. Yes, I wish I could say he's a charlatan, but he's not.
That's a shame.
It is. He won't bother you further unless you need something from him.
No.
And eventually...
Can I tip it?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
There's thanks you, lad. He says, by the way, are you hungover or something? Because I got something that can fix up that, and he looks at how you're kind of a ghost.
If you have something that can fix this up, I will give it a shot.
He says, no, well, I won't fix it, but it's a drink for you. And he goes into the, like, under the bar and, like, reaches way under the bar. Like, it's in the very back with, like, all the dust in that cast iron pot he never uses. That kind of thing. And he pulls out, it's like a clay pot, like they used to put moonshine in. And he pours you a shot, and it almost pours out like dry ice smoke. But you can tell it is, in fact, a fluid. And he says, that's spring water from the ethereal plane. Ghost juice, basically.
Great. Get.
Absolutely. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Make a con save.
Okay.
No, that's cool.
Con save was a +0. So you got a 7.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah. You take this shot, and it's the coldest thing you've ever had in your mouth. Like, you get an instant brain freeze, and in that kind of shock of having a brain freeze, you see the table in front of you kind of wiggles a bit, and so does Leo. Like, he and the bartender both turn gray, even as you're seeing the rest of the world in color. And you turn around, and there's a lot more people in this bar than there was a second ago. All of them kind of gray, and some are at tables, some are kind of just emptily walking around. It's the same kind of sad fare of folks who have always been in here, but there's like 20 of them that you swore weren't there a second ago.
How long does the pain go on?
It's not agonizing, really. It's just like a mild headache.
Yeah.
It's there for about... It feels like about 30 seconds. But unless you do anything in those 30 seconds, it just kind of fades back to the bar room. And you do feel like kind of your heart's beating stronger in your chest. You feel like you've just eaten, I don't know, a power salad or something. Like you know, you went to Whole Foods and you've eaten something really healthy and you feel like you could go run a mile or something. And as your brain freeze fades, they fade also.
Well, I could have sworn there was a whole crowd in here for a while. What a
Crowd in
rush.
here. What do you mean a crowd in here? The crowd doesn't come till well, I mean it's never dusk, but you know, the evening.
Thinking so hard I thought I was seeing the dead. I don't even know.
The what? I don't know what
nothing.
this guy's accent is, by the way.
Don't worry.
We couldn't tell. It was fabulous.
Oh, thank you. You said you saw something. What?
No, it hit me pretty hard, you know? Good stuff.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, and as you sit back, you feel the kind of like wiggling, as though you are drunk, and like everything goes to gray for a second and then comes back. But yeah, as the longer you sit, you start to get a buzz, but it feels pretty good.
Nice, very nice. I'm just gonna wait for a moment, assessing the situation and show that.
Okay.
Drinking my mead every once in a while for hydration.
Of course. And Leo, your drink tastes awful. It's just the worst.
I was trying to recreate a corpse reviver number 2, which is a famous drink with absinthe and white wine and lemon juice.
No, but the San Carolean absinthe, it does have that weird thing that makes you hallucinate.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wormwood.
Sweet! That's...
Yeah, so as you drink that, it's... also, you make a con save, too.
Oh gosh, okay. Sorry, my screen went dark. Okay, here we go.
You should be.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's a 4.
a 4, you take your first drink and you gag, because this bottom shelf white wine is really terrible, and the San Carolean absinthe, it smells like bleach. It's just kind of a sweet, it's licorice flavored bleach. So. But you take that sip and you go, but already you feel like the warmth spreading around your mouth of the alcohol, and you can tell that if you drink all of this, you're gonna get fucked up.
Alright, I cannot decide how I'm gonna go right now, so I'm gonna roll a D100 for a percentage of how much of that I'm going to drink. I'm gonna drink 76% of that drink.
Okay, every sip is a battle. It's arduous to drink this, but you do get a lot of it down.
Like, come on, you're making fun of me for how hard that shot was. Let's see you put this drink.
Yeah, you drink your drink, and it's, I mean, he only gave you like 6 ounces, you know, but it takes you like, you know, 10-20 minutes to choke all this shit down. And make me a con save with disadvantage.
That'll be a 2.
Okay, now make me a wisdom save.
Oh, fun. That'd be a 7.
You fall out of your chair, and 10 may catch you, or he may not. And when you land on the ground, it's weirdly smooth, almost like oob-like, except you don't sink through. You know, you feel the sights and sounds of the Molly Tree Tavern, the tobacco smoke, the smell of fried chicken, the sort of comfortable atmosphere of it smells like old beer on the floor, because that's what's been spilled into the floor for the last few decades. And the people you see are like shimmering mirages, and you can stare at their face as long as you want. Also, as things wiggle around you, and you may notice that your friend's hat of disguise is shifting with them as their mind shifts, and you can't really keep a solid form with your hat, Leo, as you transform, as you're high as shit and drunk. You will have extreme trouble walking.
So Leo fell?
Leo fell off his chair, and now his hat of disguise. It looks like kind of like a Picasso painting.
Tenno, slowly, because he's still feeling pretty woozy, reach out a hand, kind of grinning, just to help you.
You feel Ten's already gray skin arms grab you, and then with a what was that, a 7 wisdom save?
Yeah.
You think of Allie, and may or may not think that's who's grabbing you. Because they're dead, and just a small panic.
Having pretty fond memories with the beer. I think I was originally legitimately thinking of Lorifir.
Oh, that too. Also, your undead friend. Because it's not the high is not totally unpleasant, but it's just very jarring.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Your description was evoking pleasant memories for me. Even like the ickiness of it, it was nice. And so I was thinking, especially because Ten is a man, I was thinking of Lorifir.
Okay then.
So yeah, I'd take his hand.
The bartender says, "Oh geez, I overserved you after one drink. My apologies. Oh geez, I didn't realize you'd roll a 2 on that con save.
You couldn't have known, and we're both better for it.
It's I hope you're
water for my friend and I."
Yeah, he gets you some water, and
It's the regular water.
yeah, not the ghost water. Unless you want some more, because you seem more able to hold yourself, sir.
Oh.
No. You can top up my mead one more time.
Okay. Yeah, he brings you water and mead, and your rose water quail thing is ready, and it does taste great. Although you see your fork come in and out of focus as you're fucked up, Leo. But it does taste great, and you're like you have memories of thinking it was just nothing, not knowing why you're fixated on it, and you start to feel like this is good. How did I lose the joy in this, sort of a thing?
Okay. That's really reassuring. It is.
And then, Pale, you're at the Temple to Sylvania. You would have seen it earlier on your trip to the Umberlee and Pan temples. It's the epitome of the Feywild. Weird plants. It's being tended to by fairies, that sort of thing.
I'm going in there, sword away, Merkul's mercy is away, keeping a dagger kind of on me, but not like out. Just gonna pop my head in, see if I'm even allowed in there. Just kind of see if anyone pushes my face out or anything.
No, you're allowed in. It's kind of like the elves don't even acknowledge your presence.
I'm gonna try and find, I guess, someone who looks official, kind of like I did with Umberlee, trying to find someone who looks important.
Make me an investigation check.
I would love to. That's a 10.
I feel like we all need to change our dice colors.
It's fine. Yeah, that was a 10.
You aren't really able to find anyone. Elves are so pretentious that they all look important.
I'm gonna just see how far I can walk to a place that looks like I'm not supposed to go there and see who stops me.
Yeah, you find an employees only sign. Yeah, walking around to the back of the the corridor. Like there's chairs set up. There's circles of overstuffed pillows to sit and pray on, and you see a big statue of just a grand elven woman who's made of like elven silver and almost looks like she's moving because that's just the level of craftsmanship that went into this. Which the temple is almost underwhelming because they put so much effort into the rest of town also because they have the time. There's no way to put more than maximum effort that you're already putting everywhere. So it's still maximum effort, but it's more of the same, I guess, because everything is that grand in town. But you find...
It's all mediocre, Cracklin's better.
Yeah. You find a Live, Laugh, Love font that says employees only, and go in. And you come to like a sort of office, like I don't know, see the fantasy equivalent of a copy machine and a water jug thing. And somebody in flowing silk robes they look like Legolas, basically, except they're wearing robes. Oh, goodness. You aren't allowed back here. Are you lost?
No, I'm actually looking for someone who helps run this place. I'm here kind of on a joint venture for several gods, and I'm trying to spread some news, and I want to talk to someone who is official, but you all look so regal. It's hard to find out who's in charge.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. I am not the head priest, but the equivalent of second in command, if that makes any sense. You are incredibly brave to come in here. What's your name?
This isn't my first rodeo, alright? You already know who I am, and if you're asking my name, that's not... I trust you. I know you aren't like...
Oh, that's not what I meant. What should I call you? I know the name thing.
You can... just call me Ash.
Sure.
Yeah, fire and everything. Ash works.
I'm Gaeldbury, Mr. Ash. And which gods do you come on behalf of?
Well, I've been removed from the light of Tyr, following in the path of Merkul. Been recently shined upon by... Don't worry about it, we'll get there. Been shined upon with friends of those of Vivian and Gond. A friend of a follower of Abel Orfirol. And lightly flirted with by the Raven Queen, so I'm really here just on a joint mission. Oh, and also I'm kind of friends with Ildor Avarice of Mechanist, but we're here to just see how you and your goddess feel about Pelor.
Well, Pelor, the god of the sun. Even the sun exists in the Feywild. We need him for life. The Summer Eladrin are the most plentiful race of high elves. They bask in the light of the sun and are stronger for it. I myself am an autumn elf, but many of my friends are summer elves.
Gonna get down kind of a little close, not close enough where it would seem threatening, but just closer, be like, okay, listen, like, level with me here, bud. Umberly said that, well, her follower said that the sun and the sea are two halves that work against and with each other, and whatever should be taken shall be taken. I'm trying to see that, hypothetically, if Pelor were stealing souls again and even causing issues for Merkul, who you know, I'm sure, the boy who cried apocalypse, as everyone calls him, but if Pelor has stolen thousands of souls, that goes beyond boy who cried apocalypse, doesn't it?
You know, I'd hoped you weren't coming for this, but since you are, my goddess is a neutral one. She seeks first, the creation of elves, step 1. Or rather, the creation of the Feywild, step 1. Creation of elves, step 2. And many of the I haven't done an elven voice. Many of the souls that Pelor is stealing are not elven souls.
I don't come here looking for allies. There are many gods who will not want to be directly involved. I understand that much. I come here to take a tally of enemies.
I can't speak on behalf of my goddess.
And let's hope once this is dealt with, that your goddess can speak on her own behalf before the maw swallows us all.
They just nod and give you a small smile.
Just don't go doing anything too crazy without letting my people know first. We do like a bit of fun. I'm sure you've heard.
Fire Genasi?
Herculeans, but honestly both.
And were I to say, alert someone that there's an apocalypse cultist in town, with others in town who sound pretty esteemed?
I'm not very esteemed. I'm looked upon by Gorvnal, the High Priest of Tyr, as a failure and a traitor. I would likely be turned over to the followers of Tyr and killed, if I'm lucky. Otherwise, they might just torture me, because we've seen the pits of Pelor and the things that they do to people. My friends would likely be fine. They are all better people than I. And as much as I used to be their guide, I would ask that you only turn me over, if that would be alright with you.
They just kind of blink at you and they go, the friend you had with you earlier, the human woman, with that interesting weapon, is she still around?
I don't quite know. She's a mercenary working with some human from back in the normal realm. She comes and goes as she pleases. She's her own woman, as I'm sure you can understand.
Well, when she comes back, tell her I'd love to have a conversation.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get up and start heading out. Anything else you may need from me?
No, just that you leave.
Oh, and by the way, if you do want to alert anyone, my name is Pale Talon. I would hate for the posters to get my name wrong. Have a good day. Let's head out, go find Bastion.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can reconvene if you like. It's probably about 3 or 4 now. Are you guys wanting to be together, or are there other things you want to do in town still?
Caused enough trouble.
So has the whole group reconvened?
If you guys want to.
Okay. As we all kind of gathered, I think Bastion is going to say, I believe earlier a request for mischief being made in the town was required. I potentially have a solution.
What did you do?
I have not done anything yet.
What should we do?
I was just simply wanting to pay a visit to the house required that is responsible for making magical materials.
Oh, hey, Leo, you're an elf. Where is it?
You're written out.
Was it house? It sounded like a ladron.
It was Ellendeer.
Ellendeer. The house that we were looking for is House Ellendeer. I believe they are located just a bit out of town.
I don't know, but I'm sure someone in my family did.
Yeah, you can write.
This? Or is anyone sticking around from my family? Would I be able to walk back to their places?
Yeah, I mean, you could even like ask a guard or something, and they would know. It'd be pretty easy to find. Somebody who you ask would then ask if you want to find somebody who's in charge of all construction in the city, or just somebody who crafts a specific type of thing. Because the smaller you go, the more specialized you go, it'll probably be easier, A, to talk to them, and then B, to learn something, because they'll be more eager to help.
It's C, easier to kill them.
I mean, I guess.
We are not going to murder anyone.
I know.
I'll kind of like pat Pale on the shoulder sympathetically. We have many enemies. I'm sure we will find one eventually.
Yeah. You're such a good friend, Bastion.
Yes, we are good friends.
I guess, yeah, what are you looking for to build, I guess?
I'm just simply trying to accumulate more knowledge on the methods by which magical materials are crafted. I have my own in-tune schematics. However, I think that being able to do this without having to rely on my internal schematics would be a beneficial ability to add to the party.
Like, so you're looking for more things to be able to make, or to be able to make them faster?
I'm looking for just kind of like magical smithing for dummies, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, just like here's how to make like intro-level magic items. So like, oh, to make a +1 sword, please mix 5 grams of like just something like that.
Mm-hmm. Alright. You find someone who's in charge of like enchanting. And it's the very same. They have even like little robotic mice that you can see going throughout like the grass in their yard. Like they find a piece of grass that's like a millimeter too tall and then like to the top of it. So it's perfect, let's just say. Where everything else has been flowing and looping and very elvish, these people, it's the house of an architect, a modern architect. Everything's rectangular. There's too many goddamn windows.
Oh,
that
it's
sort
beautiful.
Of thing. Yeah.
Such perfect symmetry everywhere.
Brutalists.
Yep. And then to go in, there's a small robotic cat who sort of meets you at the door and looks at you inquisitively, and it's not just a metallic cat. It's
gonna transform.
Hmm?
So is it gonna transform?
No. I'm thinking of the filigree familiar card from Magic of the Gathering.
I thought you had watched, was it Love, Death, and Robots, where it's like...
Yeah.
God, that scene.
Oh, are you talking about the fox?
Yup.
Dude, oh.
That fucked me up.
That was just so fucking cool, though.
I don't have a lot prepared for them. I'm really bad at improving when I'm tired. I really apologize.
Oh, no, it's all good. As someone who was a DM for years and doesn't get much sleep, I very much so understand.
Oh, thank you.
It's fucking horrible.
You meet someone, and then you ask for enchanting for dummies, and they give you... So the magic item adept feat you get at level 10?
Yes.
It's when you're able to do that, you'll be able to attune 5 items instead of just 4. And then, let me see. I think that's all you'd be able to do in about a day. It's they tell you this, and usually you'd think for tutelage there's usually a price, and
I do mention I am son of God, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that matters to these people, but I introduce myself like that all the time.
Just all the time.
Yeah, everyone I meet, that's what I've said. I've said, hello, I'm Bastion, son of God.
Okay, that's true. Well, then, as you tell the cat this, and the cat goes in the house and brings out an elven man, and he comes out and says, is anyone with Bastion, by the way?
I thought the whole party was.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're all just following him.
Yeah, probably Leo's over 10's shoulder. kind of drunk, but still. But
Yeah. We're just.
I make it very clear that I could restore, but I'm not.
nice.
Instead of making Tim help me, I'm going to pull out an animal from my bag.
Okay.
Still refuse to help.
Who do we pull? Or rather, this elf person comes out, and instead of the flowing robes that everyone else wears, he has like, I want to say almost quilted, or it's even like a weave, almost leather chainmail. It feels like it's just a work apron, but it's still just an obscene amount of time went into making it. And he has like little wrenches in his pockets and everything, and he looks at you, particularly Bastion, and he says, "Are you sentient?"
Yes, I was given full sentience by the Creator Father God.
You see them put their fingers together on their hands, and they just kind of touch their finger to their lips, and then point at you and say, "What?"
I was given full sentience by Creator Father God.
No, I heard you.
Yes, I am one of his first creations.
They kind of just look into space for a while, and then study the rest of the party, and then say, "Well, what can I do you for?"
I have come seeking more materials on the methods by which magical items are created. I have my own internal schematics, which I have used to make my own magical items. However, I believe gaining the ability to make more would be helpful and beneficial to my party.
So you have a list of things you can make, right?
Correct, yeah, I have currently 6 things I can create, but I can only have 3 of them. Technically,
Okay.
I have 2 more though because of my subclass, so I've got, what is it, I have 2 armor enchants, I have the Sinning Stones for King Henry and I have my bag of holding, and then I have just 1 floating around that I haven't used yet.
Okay.
But I will probably put onto my armor,
Right.
because, 24 AC, why not?
Yeah.
Well, so there's the list of artificer infusions, but then I pick, of that whole list, 6 things that I am able to create. But then I can only pick 3 of those to have as my active infusions.
I'm gonna say if you explain the whole Gond thing to him, if you tell him, like, he's gonna ask you about, you mean Gond is talking to people? You mean you were found in a cave, guarded by...
Yes.
And...
Yes.
He's gonna ask you, why is Gond back?
That is currently somewhat unclear. However, I believe it is this... I'm going to turn and look at Pale, and then turn and look back. I believe the apocalypse is currently on its way, as many more people, those of mine who are religiously inclined, have been experiencing visions of something called the Maw.
You realize this guy doesn't know what the Maw is? So if you tell him, he'll be even more enraptured?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just full explain that, and also the fact that I can speak its language.
He's going to
Perhaps
ask
we
you what
should
it sounds...
interject. Is this a good idea?
Is this a what?
Bastion and Pale know what they're doing. I'm sure it's fine.
Okay.
Pale makes great decisions. He's famous for that.
Never made a bad one that got me killed.
Bastion has never made a wrong decision.
But Leo makes the best decisions under the influence, which he is very much so.
You murder people when you're under the influence.
Yeah.
Well, out of the most terrifying means, all of you are in agreement, so.
Yes.
Alright. Excellent.
Okay. If you... The time it will take you to explain the current events dealing with the apocalypse and the gods, he will teach you how to make basically every kind of... He teaches you how enchanting things, like the basic formula to where you could potentially make magic items that don't yet exist.
Fantastic.
There will be some trial and error involved.
Oh, of course.
But if you swing me ideas for things you want to make, I'll tell you how hard it is, etc.
Okay. Fantastic.
Sure. Yeah. Because you change the grammar of the fucking thing, and then
did Leo intend? Did they say that out loud? Like that was an in-character interaction?
I think it was.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Then yeah, like kind of, I'll like whatever I'm in the middle of like explaining, I'll pause and look at them and say, "Please do not get into too much trouble. However, if you require my help, please do not worry about calling me. I will attempt to come as quickly as I can."
Thanks, Bastion, you're a bro.
We are
Leo
good friends.
always does come as quickly as he can.
He can't.
I don't know what that means.
And you never will, my sweet summer child.
I am not a child of summer. I do not think the seasons existed when I was made.
Fun fact.
One day,
Born yesterday.
Fun fact: the Earth is actually flat, so there aren't any seasons. But
None at
It's
all.
so
just
good.
told me-
But there are
forget that.
seasons in the Feywild, because otherwise Eladrin couldn't exist.
yes, I realize that only now. But yeah,
Don't worry about it. Elf shit.
no, but yeah, that's the reason why the material plane's so goddamn small. There's not any food shortages because they can farm all year round.
Nice. That does make sense.
That and there's no seasons because the planet's not tilted.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Like
it
how-
also doesn't, like, rotate.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
will.
Oh, but I mean, the material plane, did that exist before the Feywild?
It depends on who you ask. I think.
Then I think, given what Bastion understands about everything, that I think that he's technically not correct. Summer did technically exist before when he was created. Considering that he was
True.
created at the creation of...
True.
From Bastion's understanding, and mine, he was created at the beginning of the world, meaning that nothing else existed before that. So Summer didn't exist, because the Feywild didn't exist, and the elves didn't come up with the novel idea of changing seasons.
Yeah, because if Sylvania made the whole Feywild, that means she just kind of appeared.
Welcome to Theocratic Debates with Bastion.
Interesting. Well, yeah, you tell him all this cool information about the whack shit that's going on in the material plane. And he's like, we need to... Holy crap. Why didn't Hedron tell anyone any of this? He even starts to lose his sort of elven way of speaking as he starts to panic. He says, why didn't...
We'll place a comforting, large metal hand on his shoulder, and just say, "Do not worry. I have been tasked with defending the entire world from this."
Why didn't King Alea Lumindra Cinerenidin Coronid Uvendil, High Lord of Onumelion, Keeper of the Silver Grove, Herald of the Southern Wind and Scourge of the East, Keat Romer, why hasn't he told anyone? Surely he knows. That's... Huh?
We have found other people who either do not know or do not believe it. It would not be the first time. Also, likely, if I were
saying his name, shit.
What?
He spends his whole breath saying his name.
My hand's
He
still on
does.
his shoulder, by the way.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
Likely, if I were to make a guess as to why he did not inform everyone, I believe it is likely because if he were to tell people, it would incite a panic. As I've just done now.
that's... How do we fight something like that? What kind of weapon or... It's gonna take more than a group of plucky adventurers from some farm to fix this.
I am not from a farm. I was created at the beginning of the world.
I know.
I'm from a city. I think Leo's from a farm. I don't know where Ten's from. Ten, are you from a farm? Leo, you are plucky.
We have proven ourselves capable on many different occasions. I believe if anyone were to have a chance against this, it would likely be some of us, although the assistance of more champions of the gods would assist us greatly. As we do not have any of the divine power that they have. At least, as far as I am aware.
He says, this is so above my pay grade, I don't even know what to do other than go to the other than to go to King Alea Liminderson. He does the whole name again. And make sure he knows.
I believe your king was wise in not informing the general public about this, as it is likely going to cause a large-scale panic, in which case things cannot happen. Large-scale panic causes a shutdown of the total infrastructure of many cities. Without the infrastructure of cities, they are not able to output goods and materials. Ergo, a war effort would be wasted. I think it is good that you keep this between yourself.
Make a persuasion check?
Ooh, real good at that.
Mm-hmm.
My -2.
Do you have a friendship medal?
No, but I did just roll a 19.
Oh, never mind then.
For once! The first time Bastion's ever...
17. I can add a +5 to this with my intelligence.
Hey.
But I'm not going to. Well, how confident am I that a 17 is going to convince this guy to not freak out and tell everyone
I forgot
he
you have a
knows?
fucking -2.
I have a 6 in fucking charisma.
You, all of you can roll, insight check, like...
I will go ahead and flash of genius this just to be safe, so that's a 23, or 22.
Okay. You see him, he looks between all of you, the guy who's apparently a Merculian and has a black death blade, the guy who has sort of a ghostly, certainly supernatural aura, the elf who just, every time he meets your eyes, he goes a little weak at the knees, unsure of himself by your sheer force of charisma, and yeah, he's like, okay, if they don't seem like they're freaking out, and they're telling me not to freak out, they're probably doing something about it already. In which case, that's why he's more than happy to show you how to enchant things, because he's like, this guy needs all the fucking help he can get. Yeah.
If he turns to like kind of walk into his house to show me, I will then take my hand off of his shoulder.
Okay.
Because that was there the entire time.
Just crushing this poor...
More of
tiny
like
old man.
like a comforting weight.
Okay. Yeah, the 9
Metal
is
weighted
kind of rough, Leo. You're
Strong
still pretty high.
robotic reassurance.
Yes. You're not so certain with the 9, Leo. You're probably looking at something else, but Hale and then Jeremiah, you're pretty sure this guy's not gonna tell anyone. He's just going to help you as much as he can.
Right enough.
Thank you.
That means I still have to feed my blade something else.
Yeah, because you didn't make an enemy.
I mean, there's still time in the day. It's like 3:30, 4 o'clock, but still.
Yeah, well, after getting magic lessons and telling this guy all about the fate of the universe, it's probably around 8 or 9 now.
So wait. If you kill Elemente with the sword, what happens?
Would that be Arcana or History? What would I? How do I think of that?
I'd say, huh.
Can you
Wait,
ask?
first I'm gonna ask the sword. Hey, I know I named you Mercool Smurf. I don't know if you got a brain in there, but if I fed you a what was it? A revenant? Would that feed you?
You get the vibe of, I didn't have a name before. McCool's Mercy's kind of a sick name, thanks for that. Anyway. My power comes from the soul entering me, and then I cannot hold it, but it passes through. And that's where I get my energy from. So as long as the soul leaves their body while I'm inside them, I'm good.
The sword says maybe. However, Bastion, I think I have a great idea for how we can help Yagami, like actually help Yagami. The sword,
I'm going to look at Pale.
The sword doesn't eat souls. They pass through. So if I kill someone with it, then bring them back, they don't have a soul, and we can put Yagami and the others into the empty bodies of our enemies, but now they can live as good people.
I have recently been doing research on the transfer of a soul to a physical body. I am unsure if that will work, as it is quite a difficult process, and many brilliant geniuses before me have failed.
Well, I have like soulless bodies that I can bring back from the dead, so we can just shove a soul in there. It's like an empty jar.
I have been tasked by Father Creator with creating a body for Yagami. I am sorry to say that I do not think a destroyed or killed bandit will be sufficient enough to house Yagami.
Next soul we find, okay?
I hope we do not find any more souls.
Or whenever we find Misa.
It's
Alright,
it's Gond has showed you that. I don't know if you remember this vision.
Yeah, the whole, I created like the Alphonse body for him.
No, he told you there's a lot more souls in the batteries that wizard had that you fought in the Pelor Temple.
Oh,
or the Pelor prison. And you don't know exactly where they are, but he wants you to find them. It's more than just Yagami that you're saving.
Damn. Gotta go back there?
Not in the prison. They're somewhere else.
Okay. Oh.
The wizard took them with him when he left.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna find him and I'm gonna rip him in half.
Yeah.
Back in the Shrines.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I have to find someone with a soul to kill.
Bailey, is 19 strength sufficient enough to rip an old wizard in half?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Just out of curiosity.
It sure is.
No particular reason why I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Pale asked something, I think.
Oh no, I'm just thinking that I gotta find something to kill.
You do. Otherwise, the sword is gonna start eating you.
Yeah, I don't want to be vored by a sword.
Lured by a sword that makes me so angry.
I guess I know what they call it, a Vorpal sword.
A Vorpal sword? No!
Bailey, if you want to be angry, click on the spoiler thing I sent. There's a reason why.
No!
Yeah, I really hated that.
If the jaws go sticker snack.
What? The spoiler thing you sent? Where?
Black text box that Pale sent, or that Matt sent.
How do I?
You just click on it.
You click on it.
No, I hate that. No. No. No.
Mousy.
No.
It's coming.
No.
It's what?
It works on me. I feel the judgment.
The Mossy is coming. I hate that.
Get up in them guts, as they say.
Mm,
It's gonna swallow us all.
the guts of the universe.
We have learned that all that our cat Jack wants is for us to put a hand gently on his head. Just setting it there. It's been very cute.
Is the palm on his noggin?
He's just straight chilling with Jeremiah's hand on his head. It is so sweet. I'm about to send y'all a picture.
About to say, picture didn't happen.
Mhm.
I forgot where I wrote down the exact stats of your sword.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I have like the general of it's +6, great sword that eats me if I don't feed it.
Yeah,
An
I'm
extra
trying to remember
1d6
how
in necrotic.
much it eats you.
Oh, I did not write that
Right.
down.
I don't remember. I don't think I told you.
Nope. I just got lucky when Bastion was like, "Oh, this will eat your soul." Like, cool.
Yeah.
That's
I did advise you to not use it, and then I proceeded to just disappear for 2 days and came back, and you're like killing someone with it.
Yeah.
Listen. At least, yeah, I kill them several times. Yes, but they only had their soul ripped out once.
That's not how murder works. If you
Well,
how do you kill someone multiple times, but they only got their
brought
soul
them
ripped out once?
Well, we don't know if the soul goes back in.
I'm
We don't know if the soul goes back in.
How did they come back to life then?
I brought them back.
Then you put their soul back in!
Well, they were kind of stabilized, then murdered again. So who knows if the soul goes back or not? It's so complex science.
And that is adorable with the cat, Charlotte.
Fashion's gonna
You're
have,
saying it was adorable that I committed.
Fashion's gonna have
No.
a long talk with Pale about souls.
Okay, set them on fire after they tried to run away. I tried to just talk to them. They kept trying to flee.
Heavy is the head that wears this fucking party on its back.
Yeah, but Carolina isn't here, so. Carolina, I think, has the most holiness in her.
Yeah, but she's also killed like a lot of people, and was
I mean,
also
literally up in her.
also okay with that child bride situation.
Wasn't okay with it.
Well,
That's
not okay with it, but willing to like kill to defend that guy, if I'm remembering correctly.
that's,
Yeah.
that's true.
though. To be fair, he did free her from slavery, so
Oh, I didn't remember
But-
that part, but that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, but I just meant literally. Carolina slept with an angel.
Oh, oh,
Oh.
and now I get the
Mm.
holiness part. Oh,
Hmm.
just get the fucking spray bottle.
Ah.
Stop it, bad. Shh, shh.
It's just like mist or like smoke rising up from me.
Yeah. Is it holy water in the spray bottle?
Yes.
1d6 holy damage.
Wait, where are we right now? Are we inside of the place?
You are just leaving this enchanter guy's house.
As soon
And
as
it
we're
is
back
getting
out-
to be night. What?
As soon as we're back out on the street, I'm gonna open up my canteen of never-ending water, or decanter of endless water, and do a fountain and dunk it on Pale.
Okay. Do you resist, Bale?
I'm just gonna really tensely grab Merkul's mercy. I'm just gonna. No, he needs a soul for now. Abel will show up and then probably mollywop me. So I'm just gonna let it whoosh all over me.
Ah,
So that is 5 gallons of water.
yep. It's a big splash. A lot of surface tension. You're very wet. That's what she said.
Yeah. Just gonna after that I'm just like, at least I'm wetter than Birch ever was for you.
Why? Why are you like this today? Why are you
'Cause
acting out?
I haven't killed anything yet.
You need to calm down. I know it's been a while since you saw your weird giant woman.
She's an orc, not a giant. Help me find something to kill. One of you, please.
Well, let's go find the damn bounty board.
That will take way too long.
I'm gonna walk up to the nearest guard I can find. Hey, where's the bounty board?
You find a half-elf woman in elven chainmail
Good
that all
she
the
gets-
guards wear. What?
She gets spell a half elf. We get each other.
Yeah. She goes, there isn't really one. I'll be real with you. Elves are kind of corrupt as hell.
No.
Surely they want people taken out.
There's not a whole lot of work around here. You know, 'cause the slavery.
Is there just anyone to kill?
I mean, they kind of look around. Do y'all want to make a perception check?
Yeah.
Finally, I rolled something good.
I think every roll I've had tonight was a 12.
Nice. Now you rolled a 17
21.
earlier. A 21? Yeah, Leo, you smell strong alcohol on this person's breath. They kind of... Oh geez, I've already forgotten your question. They say to you, I've forgotten your question.
Is there anyone around here that I can kill?
I mean... Any elf. I think I'm gonna pay Hedron to leave tomorrow.
You're saying I can kill any elf? Is that what you said?
Oh, you didn't hear shit from me. But yeah, I think I'm leaving tomorrow.
Is there something happening tomorrow?
No, I'm just kind of sick of this place.
Can I interest you in the afterlife?
What?
Nothing, I'm kidding, don't worry. Have fun. Is there anything I can do to help you leave?
Nah.
Lean over to Bastion. Now hear me out. They've got nothing going on. They're a drifter.
I'm gonna put a hand on Theo's shoulder. I cannot support the killing of someone who does not deserve it, or has not attacked us first.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Hey, do you hate fire genasi or something too? Can you maybe take a swing at me?
Can you be racist so I can,
So I can murder you and steal your soul from my
Isn't this entrapment?
Yes. I mean, no, that'd be bad. No. Yes.
Say, what's a fire genasi?
You know what? Sober up, feel better, have fun leaving tomorrow. I have to go find someone to kill.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna pat them on the shoulder.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, good. I'm great at those. That's a 15.
They say, alright. Weird magic man. If you'd have failed, they would have called the rest of the town guard and arrested you because you've told 4 people you're a Merculian in this town.
That's fine.
Okay.
They're gonna love Merkul one day. Or there won't be any of them left.
Whether they want to or not.
They'll learn our peaceful ways by force.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to do anything?
And the 2 lovebirds speak up a little bit so we can hear y'all.
We're good.
We're good.
Okay.
I hate that they responded to lovebirds. I hate that so much.
Nice.
It didn't bother you.
And it's true. I love him very much.
Dorks. Dorks the lot of y'all.
Ew,
I don't-
romance? Healthy relationships? Get the hell out of here.
What the fuck is that? I never heard of shit.
Sounds like some communist propaganda to me.
Yeah.
Look, I've never been in this position before. I don't know. So I'm in as dark as all y'all.
I'm thinking about that Boomer comic where it's like the kid he's talking about the Wi-Fi and the dad's like Wi-Fi, but I already got a Wi-Fi. Hey. And it's
my
just
God.
boomer humor where it's just about hating your fucking spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really? No, I already
Right.
told you we're gonna be that dorky couple that matches all the time.
Oh my God.
I have resoundedly said that.
Fight on, fight against it.
So, where are you guys gonna go to sleep?
That tavern.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sleeping until I find something to kill. I'm going to go over to Leo's family's house and ask if they have any animals.
Oh, Jesus. The sword has already told you that animals won't do.
Oh, I thought it was just Leo's animals. I'm just going to ask if they have any that they need killed.
Monsters would work.
Yeah, if they have any monsters or things that they need killed outside the walls, or I'm just going to say, listen, I need this. I have an affliction. I'm not sleeping. I'll take an exhaustion point next game.
Well, you only get one exhaustion point for not killing something.
I'm going to kill. The sword hungers, and he's like one of my best friends.
It's, you could... I should make it like a challenge rating thing. Just so you couldn't, like, just buy a mouse. Because that's not...
Yeah. What is it, like living swords, like 3 living swords or something? Just go by the druid rules of what can be summoned in 1 turn.
God. Huh. I'm trying to think of how to make this not be a whole encounter, but also not just give you your curse. Yeah? Yeah. Because then I don't have to just make up some stuff. Okay, so we'll do Pale's Thirst for Blood, and then do you guys want to go to a ghetto town or the wilderness next time?
Wilderness.
What are the options?
You can go to somewhere ghetto or the wilderness, or there are even 2 options for the wilderness: hot or cold.
Also, I didn't realize what time it is. I kind of have to bounce because I forgot I have to go into work tomorrow, so I have to be up at 5 a.m.
Cool. It's cool.
Oh,
But
it's
okay,
fantastic.
so before we leave, town or wilderness?
Wilderness.
Roll the dice.
Even town, odds wilderness.
Okay.
I apparently voted wilderness.
Okay, so wilderness, hot or cold?
Roll the dice.
Evens hot, odds cold. Hot.
Going somewhere hot. All right. Cool.
Texas 102 today in Austin.
Ew.
That sounds like a you problem, honestly.
I'm in sweatpants and a hoodie.
I've turned my air conditioner off, so it won't pick up on the recording, so I'm very sweaty.
Stay hydrated.
Thank you. I'm drinking coffee right now, which is the opposite of hydrated, but you know.
This is the opposite of hydrated.
Nah, you're doing great. But do drink one.
Thank you.
Have some water.
Water.
I'm oot.
Eat some water.
Long
water.
Matt.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yo.
Hey, it's your GM, Bailey Ford. I would like to thank our regular players, Charlotte, Darian, Matt, Jeremiah, and Ian, Hip for our cover art, and Tabletop Audio for our background music. You can find us on Twitter at @Illithids, and thank you especially for listening.